Well, hi there. We're trying to do a line chart comparing 4 years of traffic data from 2017 to 2020. The directions to get to this website are in the written part of the assignment. Basically, what you do is you Google Colorado traffic fatalities, and it's this link right here. You want to have your data over here and a spreadsheet over here. So create a new spreadsheet. This is what you'll turn in. Sheets.new. Call this something appropriate. Let's see here, Colorado. And so the full name of that is Colorado Traffic Fatalities 2017 to 2020. Before we go any further, let's just go ahead and just paste in this URL so that we know where we got the data. I'm just going to come down here to the bottom and just type in the word source, hit colon, and just hit paste. I don't care that it spreads out over the cells. I just want to make sure that I have that here. Well, there's two categories as you look at this data, or more than two actually. We're interested in these numbers right here. I want to chart from January through December the 2017 fatalities by region. We'll just do statewide fatalities. It's adding up all these numbers. And so we got to replicate that over here. So over in A1, I'll type it's the month. And I'm just going to put the years over here. It's going to be a little bit more work, but you'll get the idea as we get going here. 2017, hit tab, type 2018. I could now type 2019 and 2020 here, but since I have a pattern, you can highlight this and then take the fill handle and pull it to the right, and then it'll finish the numbers for you. Same thing with January through December. If you just type January here and then pull down 11 more rows, you'll be in business. So we're going to have to transpose these numbers directly, just manually, and do the research that way. So what you're seeing is I'm looking at the numbers to the left, or to the right, and then putting them over here to the left. Yes, there is a possibility for errors, but we'll check for that in just a moment. Well, they should add up to 648, and we can certainly verify that using a formula. I can come here and type equals and use the sum function. And if I hit the left parentheses, shift 9, I can just understand it's starting from B2 to B13 is what I want to add up. What you can do is just highlight those rows, or those cells, and it'll give you the formula. Basically, say you want to start at B2, colon, and go all the way to B13. And then just do a right parentheses. And just compare the numbers. And if they're both the same, we probably did this part right. We'll be charting this data. We won't be charting the totals. In fact, I'll probably erase those after I'm done. So there's no royal road to this. You now have to do the other 3 years the same way. Here, I want to check my 2018 numbers here, so I'm going to go back to that for a second. Oops, sorry. So it adds up to 632. I can take the fill handle here on this guy and pull it over to all these, and that does add up to 632, so that matches. all the data is entered. There is no records for these months yet. I'm really kind of curious about that number. That seems kind of low for the entire month of August, just extraordinarily low. So I might keep looking at this website and see if that changes. I might contact CDOT and see if that's really an accurate number. But let's make the chart anyway. So I can get rid of this stuff here. I was just using that to verify the data entry that I did. So I don't need that now. And we're charting this. Now, it won't label certain axes properly, and we'll have to fix that. But let's make this wider now. With the data highlighted, you want to insert a chart. It'll likely default to that line chart that you see here, and that's fine. First thing you want to change is the title. I can take the name for the file and put it there. You see that this is labeled month, and I do have that right, but I did not label the years. There's no label for that. But that is in the legend, and that works for me. But this is not labeled, the number of fatalities, so we need to label that. And under Chart Axis and Titles, under Customize, you can come here and do the vertical axis this way. And this is fatalities. Now that it's labeled, let's have 2020 stand out by clicking on this line. Let's see if I can get in here. Double click on that. You can make the line thickness thicker. It's right way down here. And you can change it to whatever color you wanted to. Maybe change the background color. And we have something like this. It stands out a little bit better. Let's try something else. All right. This would suffice. Colorado track fatalities. It compares these 4 years. You do notice in April of 2020, there's a lot less traffic, and I guess you could attribute that to the lockdown that we experienced due to the pandemic. Otherwise, the numbers seem to be real similar in the summer, June and July and August being really tough months for deaths. Again, I'm really concerned about this 16. I don't think that's completely right. It's like they stopped counting during the month, and they haven't updated the site. But this is how you can collect data and turn it into visual information, and that's what we're looking for. So if you're ever studying something in another class and there's a topic of your interest, try to do some research about it and share it with your teacher. Thank you. Yes, I was going to have you make a second chart, but I'm just going to settle for this one. And this will be fine. So if you can colorize a chart, have the visual representation of this data, have the source right down here, and have a label of both axes and a title, we're good. So thank you so much. Just submit this in Google Classroom.